Yo, what's the word, everybody?
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of TheBarsTalk. Make some fucking noise, you heard?
Yes, sir.
It's your boy, Army Regime, a.k.a. AR Doe, a.k.a. the fucking GOAT. Who am I talking to?
I pop shit from the cockpit, jet lag tread, you heard?
It's your boy Highlight to survive, we gonna catch.
Kiriko, that nigga with the Chico, they know the vibe we gonna outside.
Uh-huh. And who do we have here?
It's your girl Jaysh in the building.
Yeah. And we doing something different tonight. We highlighting, a very special artist. And the thing is, like, when we ask artists to come and they share, their stories and their talent with us, we definitely dive into their music.
Yeah.
And, like, before we even kick this off, I want to say, like, you have one of the best sounds and pens that I've heard
Definitely.
in a long fucking time.
The voice alone, for me,
Set the tone.
the voice,
Set
the voice
tone.
alone. I mean, and I
Definitely.
think that's like real big in music. Period. Like how you sound on a track. Fuck what you saying. I mean, like, but how do you sound? And the voice is hitting for me.
Nah,
Like,
fact. But tell us, let's start at the beginning. Who is Jaysh?
Child, Jaysh is a singer, rapper, just a lover of music, just trying to inspire people with my voice and just the gift that I've, been blessed with. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, yeah.
Awesome. So what age did you start writing music? Well, first, what age did you discover that you can sing? And then when did
I
you
grew
start?
up in church. So
Okay.
Like, I
See,
always,
praise
you
him.
know,
That's cold.
exactly.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
church folks is gonna tell you, like,
Yeah.
nah, you gonna have to.
Yeah. And my
sit down.
mom was like the always the choir director. Or
Oh,
the
yeah,
chosen
you wouldn't do
leader.
it.
So, right.
Mhm.
So I always was in choirs and things like that. But it's weird because when people ask me that question, I never know how to answer it because like I don't know when I first started. I know how to sing.
Yeah.
I was always just singing in choirs and then gradually, I was just singing. To be honest, the rapping came. The me being sure about some shit was rapping first. And I was like, oh yeah, I could definitely, like, I feel like I could spit. And then the singing just came. I don't know how that, I don't know. It's weird.
So like, did it just start with you singing and writing songs, or like did someone have to tell you like you should start writing songs?
Like I said, like I was rapping first. So in high school, right? So I would always like to. That's how I feel like I built my confidence and stuff like that from the rapping. That's why I would always appreciate the rapping side of what I do. But like in high school, I would always rap and stuff like that, and in ciphers and things like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So in high school I didn't think that I could write a song. That's what I'm saying. If people would really sit down and like ask me my story and my journey and stuff like that, I really gradually like learned what I know and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't sure that I could write a song. I would start off doing features with, just rapping and then just doing hooks. I was like, I don't know if I could do a full joint, like, And then I went to doing that. I don't think people had to tell me though, because by like 11th, 12th grade, I was pretty sure that, I wanted to do music and I knew I wanted to write. And I knew I wanted to, at the time, how people now, who writes the record or whatever don't even matter. Back then, like you was getting writers or whatever, and I felt like it was just another thing that I could have that was separate from everybody else knowing how to write stuff. So people ain't really have to tell me. I wanted to do it on my own.
That's hard. And what school did you go to? New York City? Public schools?
I've been from Long Island, so I went to Long Beach High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where y'all from? Y'all not from Long Island?
I mean, I'm from Brooklyn.
I knew it. I was
But
about to say.
I went to school in Long Island.
Yeah, I graduated from Brooklyn.
You know, size. I mean,
Yeah, see my Instagram. Yeah, I got a freestyle. The Soul Brooklyn.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta see it. You ain't gonna drop it.
Nah, that's crazy. No, that's dope. That's dope. And I feel like if you've never been in like high school was like the proving ground. If you was about to be an artist,
that was the proving ground.
If you couldn't, and it was a certain time too, because like the content changed as we got older.
Yeah.
So it went from like the middle school banging on the table with the pen to like niggas actually
really
rapping.
It was pressure too. Like,
yeah,
you had
niggas was
to
wild.
If you ain't get the
you had to deliver.
That's what I was gonna say.
That's
That's what I was literally like when I would want to write. When you know what I'm saying. When I was writing, my ultimate thing was like getting in ciphers, and like I said, the only girl in the cipher thing started from. That's like the foundation of me rapping, and that's why I always say like, 9 times out of 10, I'm always the only girl, right? Like, always the only girl is you and 50 niggas, like, you feel what I'm saying? But that came from like in high school being the only girl and wanting those reactions of like, ooh, wanting them more than all of the other dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? Just wanting even from the older guys, not in high school, outside and within Long Beach and stuff like that, within my city and stuff. So yeah, that's where the aggression came. Like if you hear me rap, they be like, yo, why you so aggressive? That just came from trying to match niggas, like match niggas' energy because it's already different that I'm a female and they think that So I always want to change that energy. By the time I leave out the door, I want niggas to be like, oh shit.
Now that's hard. So who inspired you during that time period?
Absolutely, Remy Ma.
Let's talk about it.
Like
not everybody
screams Rem.
No one. Don't do
that.
That part.
Really,
no one. Like, I love her, but like,
Remy's
to be
nice.
honest,
That's a fact.
like she's amazing. I just feel like we don't got the same Remy though.
Nah.
Oh, you talking about your opinion on Remy now?
Yeah, we don't got the same one, but I can totally understand. So walk me through that. Walk us through that, because that Remy, the right hand up, Remy,
yeah,
Remy.
Okay, so like, look, at the end of the day, I'm a fan of rap, so I'm gonna be honest with you. Feel what I'm saying? So, like I said, back then that was the different Remy. You know, that was before she got locked. That was before that I was about to drop. So, like, I don't know. That's when remember they was doing she was battling like
yes,
Lady Love, stuff like that. I grew up off.
Yeah,
I already grew up off of Flight Club, and I was gonna say that other than Remy, just like battle rapping. That's why my energy feels like that when I do ciphers and stuff like that. I grew up with battle rap and just watching Remy battle Lady Luck and watching her freestyles and the energy that she brings. Like I said, just wanting to be the female in the cipher, even though she the only one. Just like that. I don't know, just that boldness to be like to stand around in a cipher with mad dudes and hold her own. You know, that's definitely where I got that from. So just listening to all, and she came up with Terror Squad and all, just sitting with niggas and sitting with. You feel me? So that's the energy that I stole from her for sure, and put it in my own. You know what I mean?
That's hard.
For a fact. But I love Remy. But I'm not even gonna cap at you. I got my own opinion of. You feel me? I feel like. Yeah.
She still got it.
I feel like she really got locked at the wrong time because she came out and her bars seem like out of date. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, you explain it.
That scheme is definitely.
It's super out of
that
date.
Cassidy
Like,
vibe.
no,
Yeah.
She was going crazy with the what's the record that she just dropped with Fat Joe that went crazy? The
All the way up.
All the way up. That was like, that was smooth. That was cool. But other than that, like, no,
she just dropped. She just dropped the drill song. Called The Godmother.
The Godmother.
No.
Shout out to Papoose.
Yo, shout out to Papoose.
Wait,
don't
he
ever
just
support
dropped.
Papoose. Don't.
He just dropped Wayne though.
He just dropped Wayne.
I'm saying don't ever sleep like he.
Oh, no.
I'll never. His bars will always be up there.
Niggas love
Yo.
Oh my god.
That shit went him and Wayne.
I just know he be in the crib like, I mean, yo, Ram, like,
I
you
hope
gotta
he
do
do.
something. I know he's not writing for her. I know that for a fact.
No.
So I know he be I know he be in the crib talking mad shit though. Like, babe, you gotta do something. Like, you looking back out here. I know he's saying
that Godmother joint wasn't a good look.
Word.
It wasn't a good look. Like, and it was, and the same thing for Little Kim when she did the drill thing.
Yeah.
Like, it just don't register. Like, all of us don't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have to do that to try to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? Let Fabulous do what Fabulous do.
He could.
You feel what I'm saying?
And not everybody can translate to the new generation. You feel me? Like,
You're not supposed
That's what I was
Not
gonna say. I
everybody
feel
do
like
it,
even if you was to think about how her bars and her like schemes and everything was back then when she had those big records that was really hitting, right? If you think about those now, would they even really hit? Like,
Yeah, I'm about to
I just feel
copy
like
and
just that
Vincent.
time,
Mm-hmm.
she was just made at that time. I don't know.
But it's good though because like you watch these art, like Mary J. Blige sold out Barclays last night. Like there's those fans grow with you. Remy Ma is definitely a boss, and like the things I think she's gonna come out and like be like a big record label owner and stuff like that because we just gonna it's just time for that representation too. So that even leads to like female hip hop, right? So I don't like to say female artists are like female artists. But what is your opinion on female hip hop
right now?
Yeah, today, yeah. The state.
I feel like there's certain people that I appreciate that's like, holding, like keeping that because one thing within like hip hop and just in the industry in general, it sucks that it's always has to be one female artist. Like there's either Nicki Minaj and it's just Nicki Minaj or it's just Cardi B or whatever. You feel me? And I feel like now maybe like it's coming in where there's other female artists, which they're not all the way 100 to me. Like you feel me, bar wise and stuff like that. But we got like I don't know, like Asian dolls and those. There's other artists that people can appreciate. Yeah, people appreciate stuff like that. So I like that there's way more female artists than it was, because back then when Remy was doing it, it was just Remy and like Lil Kim maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when Nicki took over, that's why I can always appreciate Nicki.
Yeah.
Right, because she held it by herself for a minute because it was just Nicki. Then Cardi pulled up and it was Cardi. You know, so right now that's what I can appreciate about it. Like I can appreciate Cardi and like just holding down the female rap and to say that we're here. Like, you know, there's female rappers that's bodying right now. Other ones is not really all the way there for me, bar wise, because I listen to them, I be like, oh my shit.
Yeah, like when
Angie's
you say,
mine.
you know what I mean? Bar wise, like that's like the subject matter and stuff like that. Like, so as far as that, like when females rap, they look like they literally talk about, you know,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Themselves.
Uh-huh.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So how do you approach your records in a different way? You feel me? Yeah.
I literally make that my that's always been, well, naturally I'm not that type of person, like to be talking about the things that they talk about. You know, can I curse on here?
Of course.
I was about to say ass and all that type of shit, you feel me? I don't really talk like that in general, like I'm just a different type of female, you feel me? But ever since I started rapping, I honestly, I started off not cursing. I never used to curse, but not because I was trying, just because I just like, you know, I can think of more words. Yeah, to me, I'm just like, yo, I can think of way more words. Now I do, because, you know, I'm grown now. Like,
And the
emotion.
emotion,
yeah, and I was going to say that the only time you'll hear me cursing or whatever is on the record where I'm really speaking my mind. And one thing I never do is feel like I can't, when it comes to music, that's my form of expression. So if I feel some type of way at that moment and I'm cursing, and like the lemon pepper freestyle or whatever, and I'm coming, saying off the top or whatever, and I end up cursing, then it is what it is. So like, but other than that, like I pride myself on not talking about that shit, or talking about something else. And even if I am playing with those type of things, which on Only Girl in Cypher, the project, I did play on, you know, guys and love and sex and stuff like that, but like I never crossed the line and feel like I got an OD to talk about that. Even in my videos, I don't need to put mad bitches and all of that type of shit in my videos. I said that in my freestyle. I don't need to do that, and people appreciate that more. They be like, yo, you can do it. My brother says that to me all the time, and I always appreciate it. It's my older brother. He says, yo, I appreciate that you can not curse, or you can not put mad girls. You don't need drinks and shit like that. You feel me? Yeah. And Tipsy is a song that I have. You know, I forgot what I said. I was saying everything, but it's a record that I have called Tipsy, and I got a video on it, and we got drinks and stuff, and nobody was drinking. It was vibing, like, you know what I mean? Feel me? But not that I won't, because y'all, you know, I feel me. But other than that, I do pride myself on trying to separate myself and be like, yo, because people do pay attention to that. And eventually they be like, yo, you didn't curse in that freestyle.
That's fire.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we heard you say on the rapping side, you know, you have Remy Ma. So what about the singing side? We want to know. That's what we want to know. We want to know where the soul comes from. Where does that come from? Who is your idols in that lane?
Like I said, first of all, I grew up in church, so like a lot of gospel was where was like my foundation, like, you know. But other than that,
those are real singers.
You know what I'm saying? Real singers. Nah, but exactly. Brandy, definitely, that's one person. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can stop there, Brandy.
That's it.
She's killing that shit on Queens too.
Yes, it's
show,
so
if
good.
y'all not watching it,
it's good. I'm not gonna
lie.
I was scared at first.
Nah, those are like the legends, man.
Fabio,
yo, they really going
I
crazy.
didn't know that.
Yeah, crazy. They had a little battle, Brandy and Eve, on the show. I was like,
and Fabio clipped Eve on the show.
No way.
Yes.
You guys are not
watching
the show.
Tap in on
Nah, bro, the show is fire.
Wait,
Wait,
he shows. I thought she married.
Watch the show.
You gotta tap in, bro. It is so good.
I'm so sorry, but yeah.
It is.
Yeah, Brandy. You know what's crazy is that I never thought, I knew Brandy from being Moesha in Ray J's sister. So I didn't know.
What?
First of all, like when Brandy was singing, Tupac was rapping, so I chose a side. You know what I'm saying? But I was watching the show more than I was listening to her music. So when you grow up, and you know all of the women in your age bracket are just like, yeah, who inspired me was Brandy, and I'm just like, Moesha? But then you listen to Brandy, and it's just like, technically she's one of the best voices, you know, in the generation. So that's fire. So who's, in terms of penmanship on the singing side, who's an inspiration?
There's a lot of people. I can name like random people that you would never even think that like it may be
Give them their flowers, man.
Yeah, right now while we
there.
Well,
Get on it.
Shit. I grew up on like literally. Y'all know Carrie Hilson as being an artist. I know Carrie Hilson as being a songwriter. Eric Bellinger. Esther Dean. I love her so much.
A lot of people owe her checks. She wrote a lot
like,
of
y'all don't even know. Like, it's mad people that you would think I would never name. Like, I'm the one that look at the when albums came out. I looked at the songwriting, like the credits, and you know. So I know people that you would never. But yeah, those like Eric Bellinger, Carrie Hilson, Esther Dean. I grew up on. Who else was I listening to? We could go Dark Child, like producers and stuff like that. Rodney Jerkins, those two. I was just like, oh man, I appreciated that type of music. Timbaland is another producer that I love so much. I would love to work with. That's why I grew up watching their videos. Remember he was in the studio with Jay-Z.
Wow.
When he just stuff like that.
Going through those beats. And then you know what was hard about those videos? Like listening to the beats that other rappers took.
Yes, that's another.
Yo,
and to know how strong the record was.
That shit was hard. That's tough.
That's different. Speaking of production, like how do you go about choosing your beats? Because I'm not gonna lie, your beat selection.
The beat selection is
amazing.
The project,
it
had
only girl in the cipher.
I was getting dressed to it.
That part.
Rolled to it. You know what I mean? I had it on the AirPods and all that. You feel me?
I played that shit multiple times.
It was on.
Break that down. Like
first of all, I'm smiling mad hard because that's the goal. People are like, ride to it, get dressed to it, you know, clean up to it. That's always the goal.
Clean.
Somebody can clean your project and not skip a record. Come on.
You know,
the only person I'm doing that to is like Chris Brown right now. Anyway, you know.
That's a fact.
But a lot of people that I work with, is my friends like Amber or Lonnie or you know what I mean. So on Only Girl in the Cypher. It's crazy because I started a lot of those records are really like recent. Some of them I had planned for this one, but a lot of them are recent because this producer named Chef, right? Iron Chef, and I met him at my school. He is so fire, and he just encouraged me during quarantine. It was like, yo, you know, I got some beats for you, and just sent me mad beats. That's just normally how it happens. Like my guy, like if you're my guy, and you're just like, yo, you're fire. I got some beats for you.
That's natural shit though. Like if I'm dope and you dope, let's make some shit happen.
That's what my music is.
Yeah.
You feel me? I go chill with Amber and we chillin', or Lonnie, or my producer Sharif Keys, and I'm big on energies in the studio. That's very important for me. You know, so every record that I make is from some chemistry with somebody else, or with the producer, with the person that's featured on it, with the person that's helping me with the background vocals, like the vocal arrangements and stuff like that. So that's why I love. That's the point of music to me. Like, you know, it's more about that moment, creating it, and what y'all feel afterwards to the song. So energy is big in the studio for me. So that's where it comes from. Exactly. You know, that's how I don't really deal with like random producers, right? And even if I did, you know, do the thing where you would go on YouTube, or if you in a drought with beats or whatever, I would still hit that producer up and wanna be like,
wait till he.
Yes, and sometimes not wait, but I'm just good with relationships. I just want relationships. I don't want my songs to just be something that we just send to each other. I know that happens sometimes. You just get beats sent to you. But like relationship to me is important, and that comes out with how the record sounds. Like for example, the person that even mixed the Only Girl in the Cypher, he put love into that. He appreciated me, and somebody that I knew, he was like, yo, I got you, Jaysh. We gonna make this the best record ever.
And the engineer is like the top one to make the music sound what it's supposed to be.
The way you want it to sound.
Like, after my vocals is finished and shit like that, it's up to you. I mean,
you can make or
break
the song.
You feel me?
I've had times where I record and do something, and it's like, yo, I cry because I'm like, this is not what I wanted it to be for me. So that's why I be trying to make sure I have a relationship with the engineer or whatever, to be like, bro, you know, he knows what I want. He knows what my voice sounds like. He knows what I want it to sound like.
They gotta be.
And sometimes they still be acting crazy, stunt crazy ass.
Taking shit out.
I didn't ask you to do all that. I just wanted to fucking delay.
Man, listen.
After the reverb.
What is this? Why you took the beat out right here, nigga?
Dropping the beat. Where the beat at?
Nah, but I love that. Like you hit it right on the head. Like people, those engineers and those producers and artists that are working with you that you know, going to put the love into it, going to be integral about the art and the work. how do you features? Now features are very sensitive. Let me tell you why. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
It could work
we
in
be on the
different
same
ways.
page. They're real sensitive, okay?
Because somebody could send you something and shit trash. And they want a 16, right?
Yes,
and it's free because this is your, maybe a little outside of the village, but same kind of tribe thing, right?
Yeah.
So you get it, and it's just like, this is trash, but you my people, I want to body this. Are you the one that says, hey, can I get another song, or are you just going to showcase your talent on whatever is given?
I'm not going to lie to you. I've done it before. If it's something that I don't really like or whatever. Now, let's be real. I do music and we want income for what we do. So sometimes if somebody paying you or whatever, you need that little bread. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I trust I'm not a cocky person. So when I speak, like, you feel me, I'm not talking like that, but I trust my abilities, So when I do it, I just be like, all right, I guess I can make it better. Or I try to like tell that person, we should do this or whatever, because they hit me up, so they trust me enough to feel me. But other than that, like, I just try to do my best. It's hard for me to be like, yo, this is whack. This shit is whack. Like, just tell that person straight up. I'm not gonna lie. But if it's really bad, I know I'm a representation of myself. Like, you can't forget no anything. Like, that's, what I mean? Yeah. So I've definitely said no, and I've definitely done it before.
Do you pull punches on features? That's what I want to know. You get it to win. You try to knock somebody out.
Oh, hell
you pulling punches like, you know what? I'm not gonna go as hard as I know I could because this is not my song. I'm not trying to embarrass you.
Oh my god! Yo, we have that conversation all the time about like
you pulling punches.
Yes. If it's not my record, like I'm not gonna. But then at the same time, though, like I said, I'm big on the fact that I'm a representation of myself. So and it's mad times where like now to this day, people will hit me up about songs featuring. It's an artist named One Take Carter. It's an artist. It's so many other records that people hit me up and say they heard me on that song or whatever. So like. You don't want to do that. You don't want to give niggas, and I'm not all the way famous yet, so I be trying to give niggas my all every time, and I'm an overachiever. Right, I'm overachiever, especially if I'm rapping. Yes.
You're gonna die.
Absolutely. Especially if I'm rapping, I'm so competitive, so I'm going crazy every time, especially if there's other rappers on the thing, I'm doing dirty on the track every time.
You hear that?
I have to. That's just how I am, so I don't know.
That's what I like to hear, though, because niggas don't be, because, all right, relationships, and one way I keep relationships with people because I don't answer my phone is like I'll send them songs, right? So just like, bro, stop hitting me up, send me a verse when you're ready. I'm still interested in building with you, but I don't have time, right? Okay. And then you send a nigga a song and he sends you the verse and you're like, oh, trash. And sometimes it's not trash, but sometimes it's matter of fact, it's not what you was looking for. It matches you. Like when I think of feature, I think of hip hop in the 90s, early 2000s. A nigga come in, he about to smoke this shit. This shit is not even the same. The same vibe. Because if
a nigga send you a hook and a verse, and then a hook, and then it's your turn,
you're supposed
to go.
See, no, I guess right now we speaking rap wise.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That.
Okay.
But rap wise, like that is OD. I really miss that about music. Like, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to hip hop and like rap. Because I don't feel like niggas do that no more.
Nah, they want to vibe.
Well, niggas want to make vibes and stuff, which is great sometimes because you got people that do diss records that become records like Drake with the back to back or
the I'm Too Sexy song. That
shit is weak. But I knew it was gonna be one of the biggest records on the thing. That shit weak. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with all them niggas.
I fuck with all them niggas.
But the song is earlier. That's exactly what this is.
It's a vibe though.
You hear it, just like,
when I'm in traffic, it's a vibe, my nigga. But
when I first heard it and I was trying to like credit the album, I was like, this ain't what the But I said I guarantee you it's gonna be the single.
Of course. Because niggas, and then it's certain artists that I look for. Like I don't like singing Drake. I don't relate to all of those women troubles. Like my life wasn't raw.
But I came up the way that you talking about. Like the beef, the rap going back and forth.
You know what? You know what energy? This is how we solve it. Rap City. I miss that. When Lil Wayne sat down and did that freestyle and leaned over to Tigger and rapped that verse. Money, get a dollar in the dick. Don't hold me out the ass, but I'm rich.
Yes,
acapella.
I miss that shit so much.
I was slow though. What? He did that shit so.
He was talking to him. And that's where it comes from. And like, and I want to, before we take a break, I want to just shout out Vakila. Please go to your neighborhood liquor store and request Vakila. This is black-owned business. We're going to take a break to refill these cups, but when we get back, we got to dive into the project. We got to dive into Elite. We got to dive into these songs, and then we're going to take it from there. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. The live family. Before we go any further, we want to take a moment to send some positive energy to young Dolph and his family. You know, it's always a horrible feeling when we gotta open our social media and see another one of us gone due to gun violence, due to stuff that we have no business talking about because we're not from Memphis. So other people should mind their business. So it's like, you know, but when you see another black man down, the shit is just discouraging. You know, so definitely want to send some love to his family, and like that's why we gotta start speaking life over, you know, ourselves really. We gotta start changing the way that we're, you know, we gotta change the content up. Not like we don't. Everybody shouldn't turn into Most Def. You feel me? Like don't do that. But like at least
a balance.
We need a balance. We need a balance. Everything can't be I'm gonna spin.
Kill.
It's because
it's seesaws on one side.
It's wild, my nigga. Like it's a wild thing. So like when you approach, you know, Only Girl in the Cypher, you know, we listen to the content, and I want to talk about specifically one of my favorites, Elite. Right, because I'm listening to it. I play 2K. I'm not good at it, but I play it, and I'm like, this shit belongs in this game.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The new 2K, the soundtrack is terrible. Like, Body Yaddy Yaddy is on that shit. You feel me?
Has nothing to do with motivation for basketball.
Nothing.
It has nothing to do with
I
basketball.
fuck with Megan. It shouldn't be on 2K. Elite should be on
2K. Like, are you dumb?
Like references.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just everything about the song is upbeat, is catchy. It got metaphors and shit like that. You feel me? Like, it should be streaming through everybody's crib right now.
Yeah, real shit. Where were you mentally when you wrote that? Because that's not a regular song. Like, that was like intentional. I'm going to make something fire. This ain't no throwaway. So, walk us through that.
I honestly, you want me?
Yeah, give us.
Okay. So on Instagram, somebody had said, I always, like, I'm inspired by everything around me. Like, for me, somebody say something, I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to make a song like that. So I seen somebody say, my shit is elite. Like, you feel me? On I don't even know what I was on Shade Room or something like that. And I was like, oh, I like that word. Like, you know, I'm about to use that word. And like I said, Iron Chef, he did that beat, and I was feeling that. And it's crazy. What we was just talking about the other day. I mean, just now about when I make my songs, sometimes they come from me feeling slept on, and me like, oh, you said that story where you was trying to sing and they played you. That's where I literally like my biggest songs come from that emotion of like, oh, like, you know, feeling like I gotta, what's my next song, you know? So that's where that came from. Feeling like, yo, my shit is elite. Shout out to haters, is no, you know, just feeling like I want to rap, and that's where every song on that project stemmed from. I got all of the songs that I had that feeling and put them in that. So it was just, that's really where my head was at, and that's where my head is always at when it comes to rapping and just having to prove myself, having to be like, yo, what's the best bar I can say in the best way, make the best record. So yeah.
So like we spoke about people that inspired you and stuff like that, but I want to know, like, with your music, how do you inspire others? You feel me?
Oh man, I really try to just, when it comes to my songwriting and stuff, write about my life and stuff, like, you know, whether it's my life, whether it's something that I've seen somebody go through or whatever, you know, and say it in the most relatable way. Sometimes I like to trick people and be like, you know, with the record's like trash talk or whatever, but still at the same time be talking real shit in it, real life shit. So that's why I want to, you know, that's why I inspire people, and I feel like it's working because people have come up to me now in the most random songs or the most random freestyles or ciphers and be like, yo, when you said this, like, that really helped me. Like, in Whoopty, I said something about God, like, one line, because I believe in God. So I'll just start, you know, naturally. I'll just say something about it, and they be like, yo, that song you said about God, that really encouraged me. And I'm like, in Whoopty? Like, you feel me what I'm saying? Out of every record. So, yeah, that's just in small ways like that, I try to inspire people. Like I said, when I don't talk about ass and all that, talk about real life, relatable shit. Everything that I ever wrote about is something that actually happened to me. Or I'll be like, if it happened to you or Amber or anybody in here, whatever, I'll be like, oh, that's a great
can we get a lot of singing on Only Girl in the Cypher?
I literally put that project out because you see, and sometimes it's two things, right? People don't know that like a lot of the times in my songs I be singing and y'all be thinking that's the beat. That's really real life me. Like be saying like I want to say that, make it sound unnatural. And Sharif always laughed about me as I say that, laughed at me as I say that all the time. I want it to sound unnatural. I want it to sound a part of the beat. Whoopty I sang on in the background just to add to I sang some of that. But I try to mix it as much as possible, but that's like a bittersweet thing, knowing how to sing and rap. Because like sometimes people be like, yo, you got the half that'll say, I love your bars, but I want to hear that singing. And then the other half will be like, I love you singing, I want to hear them bars. So I try to like, balance it out. And Only Girl in the Cypher came from me. I had just did a lot of singing records. I had put out a record, project called So Far So Good, and I was singing on it, and a lot of people saying, I want to hear you rap. So I was like, all right, I'm about to just only rap on the thing and only give these freestyles. So that's why I came from Only Girl in the Cypher, and after that I was doing ciphers. So I haven't sang in a while, so I'm about to put out a singing thing now. So.
How do you put together your metaphors? Like
what, with bars, with raps?
Like
what? I don't know. No,
that's really
that shit is coming.
Because like
it just comes.
For me, like I like watching shit like movies and like television and shit like that. Yeah. So like I like me personally, like I put my shit together like that. You feel me? So I just wanted to know like if there's like any real life experiences, like you riding down the street or some shit and you see, I mean, like
literally anything. I promise you, I'm a weirdo. Like you can say something to me, and I'll be like, oh, bar, and I'm like, oh, I really use that. I mean, that's anything, everything, and anything. I don't even know how to answer that question. I am so weird. I'll say people will be like, yo, shut up, and then before you know that it'd be in the song or in the video. I do that with video concepts. And I say, oh, that would be dope if we was in here and trash talk. That's how that.
That's what I was gonna ask.
If we had janitor suits and that would be cool, and then I'll make it happen. Like so that's what I really don't be knowing, and that's why I'm appreciative for my gifts from God. You feel me? Because a lot of the times I'll be like, I don't know how I came up with that. So it don't be really me sometimes.
Yeah, true.
That question I don't.
So like speaking of that, like your visuals, like you was mentioning, like how do you approach that? Like, cause your videos are like, as you can see, like they're very detailed. The story behind it, message, like what, not what makes you do that, but how do you go about that? Like you sit down with your team, you sit down right by yourself, write a treatment. Like how do you?
Child, I be by myself.
No, for real. So you do the treatment by yourself?
Yes, every video I've ever done is me by myself.
That's
and sometimes it comes from like I'm definitely not the artist because some artists sit in the studio and they do a song and they see the video.
Yeah,
like that's not always me all the time. A lot of times it just be me. I'll think of a concept like trash talk is a very like concept that you could think of something. Like you feel me? The name is very specific, but at the same time I didn't want it to be corny. Like so
custodian, that shit was fire.
You feel me? But stuff like that I try to not make corny. Like I didn't have a regular custodian suit. I had one that said Only Girl in the Cypher on it. Like stuff like that. But how I go about my videos is thinking about the most creative stuff. I have a song called Better where that one was me. I was talking to my best friend one day and I said that would be fire if we did like because we was talking about in real life of guys and like life, and we said, yo, if I did a competition of like a flavor of love thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then I hit my mans up, Pro Love Visuals, yo, I want to do this. And like, yo, how can we make this happen? I say, yo, I'm about to get this location, these people, pick this, that, and the third. It's a lot. It'd be a lot of headache. But
the fact that you do that though, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a big.
I really wanted to know, like, as far as like you being an independent artist, like, how do you navigate through those struggles, like having to do everything on your own and like seeing something from a thought to reality.
Yeah. First of all, I just want to say this is so fire. You guys are so fire. Just the way you just feed off each other when it comes to questions and stuff like that. It reminds me of like No Jumper.
That's love.
Just watching those type of interviews. But hell yeah, same way that y'all do this of like wanting to. I honestly like I believe in y'all and I believe in this. So eventually you see this where it comes to you got mad people in the back and mad. You know what I'm saying? Where it's the big deal type things and you're not here no more. That's where I do it. Just to have the inspiration of knowing that, like, you know, I want to, I don't know.
You see the end goal.
Like, yeah, like, you feel me? Like, that's just how I keep going with myself, or right now I know I'm doing treatments on my own or whatever. Now I don't want to say I'm on my own because I got other people moving pieces that you feel me that help me do that. My boy said like that's like my right hand man. I talk about him in my raps all the time. Just stuff like that. Like I see the end goal, and I know that eventually it'll be bigger than me. Eventually, I always say I reminded of like the baby. He started off as him. I'm sure he only had $1 billion baby just in his head, and now it's a whole enterprise beyond him.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's a whole company behind him, beyond him. So that's why I just try to keep that in my mind, and I don't know. And I just like love it so much. So I just want to make these things happen. You know, you love, you see where this is gonna go. So you're just like, yo, we want to keep going. We want to, you feel me? Just that's what keeps me going with it.
We definitely seen that nigga in the diaper.
That's how he gets started though. Stuff like that. He's a genius. I think the baby is a genius.
And you know exactly what we said when we walked past this nigga?
Oh, you've seen him in real life?
At South by Southwest in the diaper before we knew him as the baby.
What?
We walked past a nigga and said, look at this dumb nigga in the diaper.
I'm telling you, I admire that dude.
And now look, like the
one
shit
day it's gonna be me doing some crazy shit like that.
But it worked though.
Not for nothing. It not in a big way like that. Did it work? But I did this record called Catch Up, right? And it's a fun record. The video is up there and everything. I was in the supermarket. It's a fun song and people love it. And I think Halloween was coming up around the time, and I had like a catch up suit, and I literally inspired by the baby. I did that shit, and people listened, and people was like, "Yo, that's mad funny," and people that shit got like over 1,000 views and stuff. I'm like, this is the type of stuff people want to see to get you where you know where you're trying to go, and people remember they was laughing with me more than anything, and I'm sure the baby.
We still want to be entertained. Like
I
hate this. Directors and movie makers. When I click a show, I don't want to hear about Black Lives Matter and COVID. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Like I get it. But if I click on The Walking Dead, like I got masks on. Like I don't understand. Like I don't understand. Like because we still want to be entertained. Like that shit. We knew what it was. It wasn't like he was fronting. It's like no, y'all gonna see me, nigga. You feel me? So it's very intentional. So for you as an independent artist, like what is Jay's ultimate end goal? Like is it to be, well, let's use examples, right? Is it to be Nicki? Is it to be Hove? Is it to be the Tech 9 of the industry and be the independent artist that's getting millions of dollars and nobody really knows because you got the cult following, but you really, really got the money and not the other niggas that Instagram with 1 million followers that's asking niggas for jobs, right? So like, what is the end goal for you?
Wow.
Now we know a lot of artists and a lot of them, they don't always tell the truth. You know?
I always look naturally, like as a person, you compare yourself to people like that. You're like, yo, I want to be like Cardi. I want to be, you feel me? And when I was younger, when I was in high school, we talk about, when I used to try to rap and stuff, that was the goal. To be like Remy, to be like those artists. But the older that I get, I have different goals. Like, I really just want to inspire people in a different way. And I don't want to do it the way they did it. Like, you feel me? I know and understand that I got my own way. I got my own way of like inspiring people, and it don't be the way they do it. So however Jaysh ends up doing it is that's how I want to do it. I don't know how you feel me, when the time comes we can look back and say, okay, that's how I did it. And but I don't want to compare myself to other people, and this is something that I think about on my own time, and just be really like, yo, what do you want to be a mainstream artist? Because I get that question so much. Do you want to be the mainstream one? Do you want to be the one that's underground? You want to be, you feel me? But I just want to be myself. I want to be Jaysh. I want to drop music when I want to drop it. I want to show other females that you can rap, you can sing, you feel me? You can cross those lines. You could, you can be able to sit with rappers that they talk about the ass and all that, but you're not. You're making songs like Catch Up and like Better, and you're rapping and doing harmonies in the background, and you feel me? Basically like how artists like Missy Elliott made me feel when I was young. You could be big, you could be fat and cross the line. You could be, you know what I mean? So I just want to do whatever, just be me. That's it. I just want to be me and be able to say when I'm going to shit, to say, yo, I inspired a lot of people with just being me and made them want to be them. And I did that through like singing and rapping.
Do you feel that pressure as a female artist because like they gotta look a certain way? That's the thing that sucks about female artists. And like me and Angie have this combo all the time because now y'all gotta look a certain way. Their hair gotta be done. Like a nigga, like I could get a shape up with this fro and be okay. Or I could get braids and get a shape up and be okay. Like you guys gotta get a wardrobe, you gotta get the fit, you gotta get the nails, it's so many different factors that come into play with it. Is that something that's challenging since you're doing it on your own and building this ground up too?
I would be lying if I said no. Like I would literally, like the question you just asked about being independent and doing everything your own and everything like that. When you want to do it the right way, like if I wanted Trash Talk or any other video that I've ever had to come out the way that it came out, the makeup, honey, and the freaking hair, and I just wanted my hair to look good, my outfit to look good, everything. And I know that if I was a dude, like it wouldn't be like, you feel me? I just did a record called Spooky that I did a video with. That's another rapper that y'all should tap in with, and I don't even say this all the time. His name is Chop God though. He from Long Beach too, but he's on the record that I have called Spooky. And he's just pulled up, like, you know, he's so cute. Like, you feel me? All he needs is a little edge up and all that. But me, I'm making sure I'm paying for my makeup to get done, my hair to be done, the right fit and everything like that if I want it to look right. And that's what separates me from everybody else. Is like paying attention to those things and stuff like that, and the marketing and the branding of what I normally wear. What's a Jaysh look like? Maybe make sure I get a fit that matches what I look like, so it matches the vibe of the energy of the project, the vibe of everything I post. Like I pay attention to all that, and that's what separates me from other people. Yeah, I feel like, and that's what I feel like I'm great for being a mainstream artist because I pay attention to that type of stuff. But like, yeah, that's a big headache. I would be lying if I said it's not a headache.
No, it's real, and like data is currency anyway, right? So if you understand your data and your market, like you can control it.
Exactly.
You know the supply and demand.
Sometimes
there,
I overly pay attention to that stuff.
Now you need to.
Absolutely.
You need to, because especially this is my thing. Like I have a problem with like telling guys this all the time. I have a problem with telling people to follow their dreams. Like because they told us that for 20 years. So for 20 years I was trying to be a rapper, you know, and like you get a success when you switch to another industry because they just told me to follow the dream. Yeah. But at a certain age I realized it's not that. It's follow the dream with the strategy.
Wow.
Yes. Try to dream and learn.
Saying. When you were saying like who you want to be. Like, you know, back then it was follow the dream and be like Cardi B, be like this person. But me, it's just like follow the dream with the strategy. How am I gonna go like about doing it? And once you get there, it's not even about everything else. It's about how you gonna do it. How you
Real talk.
So,
because at a certain point, spending $2,000 for our projects and not making any money off of it, but being excited about 20,000 Spotify streams that equals a $13 check. Like that's not a win. That's actually like mental health problems.
Yeah,
that's what I be trying to say. That's
absolutely.
I try to tell you like, yo, that's not. And then we're listening to rappers that talk about money so much, but then watching them tweet about money issues with their label, their contracts that they sign.
When I heard niggas say that they don't even make the money off of the music, like it's just more of the outside ventures and shit like that.
Oh yeah,
like as far as like meeting with like fucking Ethica and shit like that.
Nigga Meek,
that's where the money is really coming from. You feel me? The sponsorships and the shit like that. Like, niggas ain't getting paid from the actual music.
Summer Walker's contract.
Her contract is
worse than she can work at Popeyes. Shit.
What?
That shit is terrible.
No offense to Popeyes.
Yeah, no. Shout out to Popeyes.
No, shout out to Popeyes.
When the food is fresh. But nah, like it's for real because we don't. But hold on though, devil's advocate. If a nigga say, yo, highlight, I got 200 bands for you, but you got to worry about your masters down the line.
I would say, I can't talk for everybody, bro.
For you, no, just you. Just you.
I'm gonna say no.
Right now.
I'm Master. Once I seen the way Master P did it, bro, I studied 20 niggas, bro. I'm gonna holler at you, boss. I'm gonna see you down the line.
At the same time,
I feel like now I don't know why people are getting tricked into that now.
It's too much information out here to know.
Yeah, it really is.
And then niggas not reading this, man.
You see big artists that's
though, like come on.
That
Some
200,000
niggas working hard for years and never getting nothing. Let's be real.
True.
So a nigga offer you 200,000
right now,
it's a fight between you and what you facing right now.
Yeah.
If I gotta pay my rent, I gotta pay my son's school, I gotta pay my car, I gotta figure out how to get to work. They said 200,000 for an album I got out now. Nigga, I'm nice. I can put out more content and then we can figure this out.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of niggas get trapped.
True.
I need this money now to change my life.
That's where that hustle.
I can't sit here and just hope and pray. I'm gonna keep working for 10 years and I'm gonna get what I need. That's the misconception.
You see how you got the strategy? Like, I know I need to for this, that, and third. you gotta break it down. All right, cool. Niggas is not smart enough to be like, all right, I got a 10-year plan. I'm gonna fuck with this and make that 10-year plan and actually follow it.
Yeah.
That's where that niggas don't leverage that at all.
I feel like you always just gotta weigh it out. Sorry to cut your wisdom.
You have. That's really the end of it. You really gotta weigh it out, and make it make sense.
If you get a certain amount of points and like you get the back end on the, you still eating off the tour, off the merch. Like 360 deals are normally categorized as like demonic, right? But 360 means that they're taking 5% or 50%.
But I
So
feel like sorry.
No, you good.
Only people who get shit like that don't have leverage coming in.
That's it. She didn't have leverage coming in. That's what it was. Because when you got leverage, I'm definitely not taking the 200,000. Like because if you offer me 200, they saying 250, and that's just really fat. Because and also like right, so you offering me 200K, right? That means that you saw something you saw something in me or this company that values that 200K.
Yes.
So if I'm doing what I'm doing now and I'm getting 200K, that just means that I need to do more to get 500K.
Yes, double that.
You know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
you don't even need to do more. If somebody is asking
Be consistent.
200K, somebody else is definitely going to offer me
Every time, because if you see the value, and all it comes down to is like valuing yourself. You value yourself, you value what you're doing, the door's open. And then it comes to like, I want to ask you, like, what does success look like for you? You know, like we've toured around the world. Yeah. Like when I have children, I'm gonna be able to sit my son down and show him me in front of 20,000 people. You know, and like I had to accept that it may not be me showing him a platinum record, but I can still show him that I did something tangible with this gift that God gave me. But like that's because my version of success looks like family, and I did this. I'm the goat at this. Fuck all y'all. But what is your? Like, I want to ask everybody, like, what is your version of success, and we could go around.
Yeah, I agree with you with that. Like like I said, like as I get older, things change for me of what I feel like success is. Because back then I would be like, yo, if I'm not famous now, right now with the cars and you feel me of how like the dream then I'm not successful. But now like and it would literally be a slap in the face to the amount of people that have told me that I've inspired them when it comes to my singing or whatever. I'm half and half. Like music is my why I'm here on this earth. I feel like and working with kids as well when it comes to music with kids. And I work in concert bands and middle school and stuff like that. So a lot of kids and I blend like I'm myself in the school district too. Like I'm Jaysh there too, so they know that I'm a singer, a rapper. So they're inspired by my career as well and what I do. So like I don't want to say that like me being famous and having mad cars and being in the studio with Chris Brown. I want to do that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I definitely have people that have told me, yo, your music has really helped me so much, or like that's success to me. So even though sometimes I gotta remind myself of that. Like some days I'll be like, all right, like, get hard because you want to get where you're trying to go. You want to get to a higher level. But
I want to go to LA. I want to be in the parties, nigga. I want to go to battles at Chris Brown house.
But that don't change. That don't change. The paragraphs that I get in my DM on the regular about like even when I'm not dropping shit. Be like, yo, I love you so much. Like I listen to your songs, people I know and don't know. So that's success. Like I gotta remind myself that people have to tell me that too. So that's success for real. Even y'all, I'm pretty sure other people say the same.
No, every day for me is a growing moment. So success changes. The definition of success always changes. I feel like success is just shit, I'm a black man, so success seeing the next day is a success to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't get to see the next day. I got a kid, he wake up every morning, is able to talk to me, and I'm able to provide for him, so that's success.
Big
I
daddy.
make my music, when I play my music, niggas is like, that's success, you understand? So every day it changes up, but I'm still working at it. One day I want to be able to just get a crazy income off my music, because this is what I love to do. Imagine being paid to do what you love to do. That's a dream job. I don't dream of working, but shit, if I get it like that, we're gonna get it like that. That's what it is, man. That's what I like about.
I'm gonna add that definitely that, because that's just real shit. That's just being realistic. But in the far future, to me, I'm probably gonna sound like Kanye, but I just want to have enough relationships to live everywhere without living nowhere.
What you want to leave for the youth, them?
Focus on longevity and generational wealth.
Yes.
that's really my thing now, because I'm just thinking about where I could be if the people before me did what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? So I want to be the one to do what I'm supposed to do, so that the people after me aren't struggling just like I am.
I love that.
No excuses.
No excuses, especially now. One thing I'm gonna say is definitely be yourself, and like everybody's saying, definitely have your 10-year plan and set in stone, and make sure you follow it, because it's gonna be a lot of detours, a lot of things trying to deter you from what your end goal is, and that's a part of the game. So I mean, it's always gonna be there, so you might as well just fight through it and keep that 10-year plan. It don't even gotta be 10 years, even if it's like a week.
Nah, really.
You
Have a
know what I'm saying?
plan.
Just start a day. You have
I
to
be
start.
going by the day.
You gotta start somewhere.
You have to go
A week, not because right now I got a week plan. I swear to God.
Real shit.
I gotta make sure I do this every fucking week, like for real.
Yeah.
So even if it, like, I mean, make sure you have that and follow it. That's the hardest part, is following it.
Yeah.
Write it down, follow it, and you be alright, bro. Be yourself.
What we gonna leave for the youth then?
Where we gonna leave?
Fuck intimidation. That's what we're gonna leave right there. Alright? We're gonna take a little backstory. It's gonna be quick. This week at work, you understand? People was trying to intimidate me because I was the youngest in the room. Fuck all that. And that relates to Jaysh, you understand?
Yeah.
Only girl in the cipher, you ain't gonna intimidate me. I know what I could do and I'm gonna come here to do it.
That's exactly what it's about, right there.
Hey.
Nobody's about to intimidate me in the room.
Hey, listen, we gonna close it there, but the one thing that we gonna do before we get the fuck out of here, we gonna pay for these drinks, we gonna pay this tab, you know what's coming next, man. It's time for the cipher, and we're honored to have Jaysh in it. Like, I think this is gonna be really special. I hope y'all niggas is ready, because she's probably gonna kill y'all and not me. Let's get it.
Jeez.
Now, Devin's gonna kill me too. I don't got no